time since I've done a video. And I know there's been a few people ask where I am. I'm still driving with the same company. Hasn't been much going on. Been very quiet. No dramas really, a few flat tyres, that's about it. So I thought I'd better get back on since I've had a few requests. And I have a lot of videos on file, but I just haven't, I have been doing videos, but just haven't been posting them. So I guess I better start again, hey? And thanks for everyone that's been asking. It does make a difference. What I want to talk about today though is 2.5 years ago I made a video on whether truck driving is worth it or still worth it. So maybe today we'll talk about that. I apologise for the dirty windscreen as well because I didn't wash it when I got back yesterday. It's getting that time of year again. Now for me, I could walk away from this job and not look back, but that's just a personal thing. I have done other jobs in the past where I've gone into warehousing or something like that, so, and I missed driving, but now I probably wouldn't miss it. I could probably walk away and not come back. Maybe, wouldn't say not come back, but maybe just do one trip, every couple of months or something like that. But I don't think I'd come back full time. I'm not going to, because what do I do? That's probably the thing. I have to find something to replace it, and I don't think the money's not there, and I need that right at the moment, only because of medical. Medical expenses are very high because everything's got to be specialist now. You can't go to a public hospital because it takes so long to get things done. So the medical expenses are quite high at the moment, so maybe if that slows down and we don't have to spend as much. Private health cover's gone up. I actually have to have private health cover. So that's my thing. I'm not going to, unless I can find something to replace it and not lose too much money, I will be keeping on doing it. But has it changed? Look, if I wouldn't come into the industry now myself, knowing what I know, or talking to other drivers, I wouldn't come into it. I'd go do something else. I'd find another trade, another career. Definitely wouldn't be driving trucks. Now I'm going on experience from years back. Alright, I'm doing this for, I don't know, 30 years or so. I don't keep count. I know some drivers, I've been doing this for, 43 years or whatever. I don't keep count. I got my semi license at 21, but I didn't drive from 21, so I can't pinpoint how long I've been doing it for, but I know I've been doing it a long time, so. And I have done other things in between. Now it's changed, and I'm only going back, and this is a personal thing. If you're coming into the industry now, you wouldn't know the changes, but it has changed. It's not for the better, it's for the worst. Now in the back in the day, could say the old school days, look out for each other. We'd all be on the CB at the time, before they had UHFs. We'd all be looking out for each other, being courteous, helping each other around, talking on the CB. You could find out information, and it'd be true information, it wouldn't be lies. That's all changed now. You don't get that anymore. Nobody's courteous anymore, and I have talked about this before. It's everyone for themselves. No one cares. No one will help you around. Not all, no, I couldn't say all drivers. Some drivers will. And you can pick the older drivers that have been around for a long time, because they don't talk on the UHF. And that's one sign that they're not abusing anybody. They may get cut off or something like that, or someone might wander in their lane, and someone actually, they might shock you occasionally and apologise, right? Oh, I'm sorry about that. And or you can pick the old driver, because all he'll say, all good, mate. That's what they'll say. And they won't abuse them. Where a lot of modern drivers are straight on there as soon as something, if they think they come to the centre line or something like that, as you're going past them, they're straight on that radio and they're abusing. And assuming, right? We know what they're assuming. Might not be the case, but let's just do it anyway. So things like when you're going up hills, just like example right there, right? Now I could be a little bit quicker, and I passed quite a few trucks there, like 3 or something. So I'm probably a little bit lighter tonight than what I normally am. And what happens when you just top the hill, those trucks get back up to their speed of 100 k's or whatever their speed is, and they won't let you back in. Like, they won't back off, even though you're a little bit lighter and you might just got to the top of the hill at the same time and they've picked up speed. They won't let you back in. A lot of them won't do that, and that's what annoys the shit out of me, right? I'll back off if I know someone's lighter, because especially if you know there's another hill coming up here. Especially if you know there's more hills coming up, but they just couldn't care less. So you have to wait till the next hill, maybe you'll get past them. But they'll sit you out there. They won't slow down. I find that what happens, they'll leave Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, wherever. They'll put that cruise control on, and that's it. Whatever that cruise control does, that's what the truck does. Up, down hills, they don't care. Runs off hills, they don't care. No run off hills, 110, whatever. And then they're only doing, the worst part is they're only doing 98, and then they'll run off a hill at 110, come past you, but then they're only doing 98. So then you have to try and get round them. And they'll do the same thing at the next hill. They won't stay behind you and say, oh well, I'll just run down that hill maybe at 104. No, we're going to let it run as fast as it'll go, and then we'll go around you, and then we'll do 98. And that's what annoys me. I'll slow down. Look, I'll stay at my speed for a while, and I assess the truck that I'm coming up to, or I'll assess the truck that's coming up behind me, or whether they can get up hills quicker than what I can. They're a little bit faster than what I am, and then I'll assess what I'm going to do. If they're a little bit quicker, I will slow down. Let them go past. It only takes 30 seconds, a minute at the most. You're not going to lose that much time, but everyone's in this big hurry that they have to get to where they got to go. It's not going to make it. If you're 5 minutes late, they're still going to unload you. They're not going to send you back. And I've had a mate that's proved that. And he said, they said, oh, you're late. He said, well, I'll take it back then. They said, oh no, you can't do that. They're going to unload it. It might take you a little bit longer to get unloaded, but so what? But everyone's in this big hurry that they've got to get to where they've got to go. At the end of the day, nobody cares about you. You're not, there's no, I know in Northern Territory, at Alice Springs, at the Truck Museum up there, they got the Hall of Fame, but you're not going to get on it. They're all old schools. The modern day driver's not going to get on there. They couldn't care less about you. When you leave a company, they're probably not going to talk about you. No one's even going to remember your name. Whether you got that load there, I wasn't late for 5, I worked for 5 years and I was never late, I was always on time. You, as soon as you leave, that's your end. They couldn't care less about you. Unless it's an old school owner driver that might have 10 trucks or 20 trucks, the big companies couldn't care less. Don't worry about them. Just do your thing. Do what you want to do. They're going to call you and say, oh, you're running late, who cares? What are they going to do? There's plenty of jobs out there. Especially if you have some experience and you're still young. You'll find something. Now, I'm not saying if you've just come into the industry and you're getting your experience up and maybe just moved into MCs or something like that from your heavy rigid and you're getting some little bit of experience in local, whatever, even doing changeovers, you won't know any different. So it's a good job because you don't know what it was like years ago. You're coming into it when it's new and when it's all like this and this is just the normal, so you'll get used to it. So I'm not saying don't come into it. If you like trucks, come into it and do it. Pick your jobs. There's plenty of, still some good jobs out there, still some good employees. The money's there, some good money. If you want to do long vehicles like road trains, there's a lot more of those out here now. It's you got the opportunity not to go to outback in the middle of nowhere to do a road train anymore because there's so many going up and down the major highways now that the opportunities there, you probably won't take you long to actually get one because a lot of the major companies are going that way now. It's bigger, longer, B triples, 2A trailers and a B, and 2 trailers with a dolly, which is the way my boss would go. He's already told me that. I asked him if he's going to go bigger. He said he'll go 2 trailers with a dolly in the middle. That's the way he goes. Whether I stick around might be a different story doing that, but time will tell. But that's my opinion. I mean, the attitude's changed since COVID, really. The attitude's changed of everybody, and it's not just truck driving, it's car driving, it's industries, it's big businesses. They don't care, they'll rip you off. Everyone's trying to rip everybody off, trying to make as much as they can. I know it's maybe a smaller business, probably understandable in case this all happens over again. At least they've got a backup. But some just go a little over the top for no reason. I have heard stories that I know prices go up for freight costs. Fuel's going up, maintenance costs are going up. The prices have got to go up, otherwise you're not going to be in business anymore. But the trouble is, if you're contracting to a larger company, they want you to drop rates, and I've actually heard that very recently. A company want the owner drivers to, or the smaller companies that contract for them, to drop their rates. should be putting them up, not dropping them. And I know for a fact, because I used to do some t-shirts at one stage, print t-shirts and things like that, but haven't done a lot of that for a while. But I still got wholesalers that send me messages to say that their freight costs and their postage costs are going to go up, so I know the companies are putting it up, so the large freight companies must be pushing their rates up as well, but they want the subcontractors to drop their rates, or they just won't increase them at all. You know, they'll find somebody, if you don't do it, someone will, always the case. So my opinion is everyone's the same. Car drivers, you know, attitude, it's like they're on a death wish. They'll cut in front of you, they couldn't care less. They just do what they want. There's no sort of no road rules anymore. Just do whatever you want, unless you want to be courteous. But sometimes you've got to cut people off, because it's the only way you're going to get through the traffic. I know Melbourne, look, Sydney, I think, better drivers, and I live in Melbourne, so Melbourne's gotten worse. Nobody cares, but that's everywhere, I think. So just the attitude of the world now, I think. You either have to accept it, or go hibernate somewhere, go live in a little shack out in the middle of nowhere. But you know, what do you do? Try and be courteous, but you've got to be sometimes a little bit ruthless. So that's the way it is. That's the way you got to live now. I don't want to live like that. I'd rather just, you know, be courteous to people. But I have been a bit of a rogue sometime, and I've actually sat a truck out there for about 20 k's, because I knew what he was doing. He was running off hills, just like I said before. He was running off hills. I sent him out there for 20 k's. Nothing coming. I won't hold anybody up, cars or trucks. I try and get round. I try either back off, or I'll most of the time, if they don't come up behind me, that's it. Once they're up behind you and you're beside the truck, there's nothing you can do. If you slow down, they're going to get annoyed, so you have to keep going. It might take a long time to get past, but so this guy was running off hills, and I know I was definitely faster over up hills, and we're probably matched in the speed, but that's the only reason he caught me, and I knew there was hills coming up and I was going to get away from him. So I actually did. I reckon it was 20 k's. I sat him in that right hand lane, and he wasn't running back off. Eventually he did. He did slow down a little bit, because he went up a little bit of a rise. It wasn't a hill, but it was a little bit of a rise. So I can be a bit nasty too when I want to be. Probably more than I think. But what can you do? I'm sure some of you have seen me out there, and they're probably thinking you're an asshole, but you know, what do you do? Probably am. But that's my story. I wouldn't go into the industry now, but you know, and I'm not saying don't. You still make good friends out here. I've probably lost a few. I don't talk to a lot of people anymore, but you will make good friends. Depends who you work for. You just got to go with the flow, you know. So I don't care who's driving the trucks. Couldn't care less. It's good and bad in all drivers. Doesn't matter where you come from. Courteous to everybody. I don't pick and choose. Try to be anyway, put it that way. Try to be. The last video I did was when I was having a whinge. It's probably what I'm doing now, but I'm having a whinge about you know, the right hand lane and people speeding up and things like that. Freeways would be better down in Melbourne if people done a little bit of faster speed a lot of times. Probably less congestion, but they just don't do it. But someone suggested that all trucks should be in the left hand lane, and be careful what you wish for. Because I wouldn't want 20 trucks in the left-hand lane when you're trying to take an exit or trying to come onto a freeway. It wouldn't be good. It may happen one day, but I don't travel on roads. I do on the way home, but only for a short distance where trucks aren't allowed in the right-hand lane. Maybe someone can make a comment where if they're driving in that, whether it makes it better if the trucks aren't in the right-hand lane or not allowed to travel in the two right-hand lanes, if on a multi-lane road or even a two-lane road, the trucks aren't allowed in the right-hand lane. Tell me if that makes the traffic flow any better. I can probably guarantee it doesn't. Probably just frustrates the truck drivers. And they probably still travel there anyway because it's the only way they get around cars doing 80. But that's the story, and since people have asked, I will try and do some more videos. I just got some things to catch up on. I'm well behind on things. I've got to clean up the house. Got to throw some things away and things like that. So weekends, and I'm actually going out with my granddaughter. She's got her hours up. She's getting some more experience. So I take her out one day on the weekend. So it's sort of doing videos sort of puts it back a bit. She gets a license soon. I'm teaching her all my bad habits. How to have attitude. I think she's already got that. How to have attitude and cut drivers off. Teaching her well, I am. Maybe she can become a truck driver. Not that I'd wish that upon her, but so I'll try and put out more videos since a lot of people asked. There's probably going to be a few comments that I do still travel in the right-hand lane on freeways. And there's probably a few car drivers or truck drivers that come up behind me and I've annoyed the shit out of them. But what do you do? Just go on with the flow like everybody else. Alright, sun's starting to go down. A bit of a, oh yeah, it's starting to set now because the clouds are starting to get a little bit of red on them. So sun's going to go down, going to get dark. I'll be able to hide now when it gets dark. I can't hide when it's not dark. Truck going okay. Had a service. It's going pretty well. There's little things come up. I had a check engine light come up. It went out. I stopped the truck and started it again, and like I don't know how to get the codes on these. So anyway, doesn't matter. It's under warranty. Bad attitude to have, but I'm going to have it. I've had the transmission fault come back up again, turn it off. I actually put it in neutral while I was driving and put it back into drive and it went away. So couldn't have been that bad. That was before the service. Hasn't done it since the service. The air conditioner's shit. I can't tell you. I've had it fixed before. They said it was a fuse. I looked at the fuse box. I can't find a fuse for an air conditioner. But anyway, it's not cold. It's blowing okay. And the fan comes up. It's put on auto, put on recycle, whatever. It's on 16 degrees, but it's not really cold. So I got the electric cooler in the back, which on a hot day when it was actually come up to 32 degrees last week. And I put the buck cooler on. It's electric, so the battery's not going to go flat. I'm doing 10 hours. And that sort of helped. But it's going in to get looked at. Maybe the gas has run out of it because I haven't. Well, I do use it in winter because you've got to defrost the windows. Probably gets used more in winter than it does in summer. But it's not real cold, not as cold. But that's Kenworth, and someone's already mentioned that's Kenworth. The heating's quite pathetic on this one too, but it does work occasionally. But that's Kenworth. No, but the truck's been going well. Since the last service has been going really good. They must have done something right. Needs a good clean. I have to clean around the turntable. I hate having filthy turntable. I've got grease. It's got an automatic greaser on it for the ball race. So the grease comes out because it's not spinning. So it's probably not getting used. So it's sort of coming out where the connections are and where the hoses are and things like that. I told him not to put oil in it, but he keeps doing it. He keeps putting grease in it. So I have to clean that up because I hate a really greasy turntable. I got to get around to it. I'm sure with my attitude, I probably lost a bit of enthusiasm. But you know, what do you do? Just got to keep plodding along and try and keep out of trouble. Alright guys, I've probably bored you enough now, so you've probably seen enough of this road as well. I've shown this road before. I'm going to do a video which I started on what I actually do. If anyone hasn't seen what I do, from start to finish. What my boring life is like, driving trucks. So I'm going to do that. And I'll put that out and I'll do a couple other videos. But thanks for sticking with me. Maybe I'll do a few more complaints videos where I'm whinging a lot. Getting older, see? I can do that. Alright guys, till next time. Stay safe and stop cutting the trucks off if you're in a car, because law of averages,